How much longer will this go on? The silly game that we are all playing. The game where you wager your soul. How much longer can you bear it as it slowly eats away at you, depleting you of life and spirit? You know something is wrong, that something is not right. You are reminded of it every day as something whispers it to you, as you live in complete monotony. Yet you continue to ignore this little voice, continue to live incorrectly, continue to accept your unsuitable condition. Why? Because you aren't given any other choice. Many boast of freedom without ever knowing it, while shackles remain on their feet. You do not realize your enslavement. You do not realize how bad the situation has become, how much power has been taken away from many and given to the few. You are not aware of the puppeteers that play the world. It has happened slowly in the shadows, scheming, plotting, until its grasp has now become insurmountable over us. How much longer will you remain in the darkness of your situation? How much longer will you continue to feed yourself to a monster? How much longer will you allow another to rule over you, deciding your footsteps, force-feeding you nonsense every day, distracting you, keeping you entertained, so that you may never know of the great crime of this age? How much longer will you be a hostage for the darkness? When will you realize that society is not for your benefit? It has only used and abused you, manipulated you, exploited you. Everything you have been taught is a lie, and if not a lie, then not useful. Your whole upbringing and education, everything you know, has only been useful for profit, and all things have been at its expense. What good is the knowledge of society if it has allowed such destruction of the world and its balance? Modern education benefits nothing. You don't need it, nor anything that society offers. Everything that you do is wrong. Your footsteps are the property of another. They make you walk a dark path with negative consequences, turning even the good-natured into bad because of the parameters given to them. We have all become victims, casualties in the environment that money has created. You say money has got us further than ever before, but tell me, how strong is a foundation made up of inequality, as all money does is create inequality? One man's feast is another's famine. What is good for one is bad for another. The existence of the rich relies on the existence of the poor. The foundation and equilibrium of the modern world is upon the mistreatment of each other. But there you sit, idle, in your comforts, kept at bay with endless entertainment, just how they want you. They value your distraction, you know. They don't like an inquisitive mind. They have taken life away from you, and now you watch an imitation of substitute on the screen, sucking life through a straw and calling it living. And because you have no life, because it was taken away from you, you fill your life watching the lives of others. What point is it to have individuality when you fill yourself through the eyes and drama of others? What point is it to have individuality when another has influence over it? You just become part of someone else's idea and ignore your own. Ignore your own existence. You were born to be your own idea, your own star, but that's what you don't see. We are living in someone else's idea. We don't have to do what we do every day. You have a choice. It's not a suitable environment. Variety funneled into conformity, where some thrive, but many become sick, not having in their soil the right ingredients to blossom their own idea. No, we are mass-produced now. Society is at the cost of the soul. Society has not done anything good for us. It has not improved anything. It has only made everything worse. Our luxury, convenience, and lack of hardship has only made us soft and rotten. This is not difficult to see. You cannot even begin to imagine what has been taken away from you by society. what kind of rich experience of life we used to have. People are suffering from a lack of astonishment, a lack of stimulation, a lack of purpose, a lack of meaning, as they become a part of someone's twisted idea. It's ironic how technology and machines are the modern praise, yet in our integration of them, we have become much like them ourselves, like robots, soulless, performing repetitive processes every day, pulling levers, pressing buttons, doing calculations, putting on a mask and told to smile. Mankind has become famished of life. This crisis of consciousness is not natural. Rather, it was never known to what was natural, to what lived under the rule of nature. Here's what you must understand. Life was designed to operate in fragile parameters, which is called balance. Man was not put in charge to regulate his own balance because something did it for him. Nature did it for him. Nature preserved perfect balance, and therefore distributed fulfillment to all life, regardless of the duration of that life. Nature kept man and all life in check, providing the right amounts of things. Man does not know what's best for him. The majority is too stupid, and continues to serve the great error of the age, thinking nothing of it, not questioning or challenging it. And oh, how they boast. Look what we have given you. We now live longer thanks to our way of life. Oh yes, although a longer life that is far more empty and dull is nothing to appreciate. Wouldn't you rather die living than not have lived at all? That is the choice you must make. But now we have moved far from nature and life, uprooting ourselves, and in the process have become abominations, absent the lessons and classes of life. Man without nature is a man without soul. We have become so insensitive, our lives so dull, so disconnected from the great source of all, dreaming of an escape to a magical place when it was here all along, within and without us, destroyed by those who wish to leave and conquer nature. Modern man laughs at the past, at our ancestors who spoke of hidden worlds and magic, of spirits and incorporeal beings, of psychic abilities, of a creator. The modern man mocks, calling them delusional, when it is us, the most disconnected from life, who have become delusional. For these things were once natural, now hidden to those who have become lost. You must understand, we have gone backwards. Society is a scheme, a fluke, a sham, and we've all been played, duped, and deceived. Look at what we are doing to the world and each other. It's obviously incorrect, yet we continue to do it. Why? Because we don't want to inconvenience ourselves. We like to be comfortable, not realizing that in our comforts we remain hollow, sheltered from life. Society wants us cooped up, isolated from one another, because they know if we united, we would have the greater power over their scheme. What's the bigger inconvenience? To get out of your comfort zone and stand up against the corruption and cease the great disturbance of the planet's equilibrium and ourselves? Or sit idle until the world becomes uninhabitable, once we've overfished the oceans, overlogged the trees, polluted all the air, water, and soil, killed all of its creatures, until the foundation of money crumbles, and all of humanity will turn against one another over the last remaining air, food, and water until there is nothing left, and humanity becomes a memory upon the earth. All of our efforts in vain, because we believed in self-comfort over self-preservation, because we thought we were more intelligent than that which created nature. Perhaps you are afraid to act because of the consequences of the law, but we should not fear the laws placed upon us that shackle us to obedience. We should fear when another man controls our own feet, and that day is long past. You say there is still good in the world, yet what good watches and allows evil to take control of the world and our own lives? What good, the protectors and keepers of balance and harmony, watches the murder of the world with empty emotion and idle action. I know myself and my soul. I am the guardian of the forest, the protector and preserver of nature and its balance, trying to fight for what is right, like the Native Americans and all native peoples who have tried to resist the infection of the modern age. I will not be idle while I watch the world continue to fade, nor should you, if you have any good in you. We have allowed this to go on too long. The road ahead will be met with a catastrophe despite our best efforts. The antidote to our condition will be painful to swallow, but not any worse than it would be with idleness in a life without nature and spirit. We cannot be idle. We cannot sit it out or run away from the error anymore, because we live it every day. It is here. It is everywhere. We allow this idea called society to go on too long. The age-old battle is upon us once again, and we must act, or rather, stop acting, stop participating. We must do it sooner than later, so that there is a future for our children, because there will be no future for them, or us, with our current trajectory. Together, united, we can make this world far better than its current situation. We can live in a way far more beneficial than the one we currently do, where we work for each other, not against each other. All we have to do is stop serving what does not serve us. Abandon the life forced upon you and make those who have the hoof on your back powerless. Stop waking up when they tell you to. Stop going where they tell you to. Stop buying the things society dictates. You don't need any of it. You only come to need these things because society has put you in a condition where you need things that you previously didn't. Nature provided basic needs, but now that we have destroyed nature and moved away from its law, basic needs are now regulated and controlled. And whoever controls basic needs controls all of life. Stop giving them power. Stop living this lie. The truth is in nature, in the sky, in the stars, in yourself. There is indispensable and insurmountable knowing that will relieve you from all sorrows and despairs, if only you gave up your distractions and tuned into life, into a life with nature. You would hear and know these things that would liberate you as they did our ancestors. They did not feel the sting of death. Death only exists to the ignorant, but to the wise it is the way to infinite beginnings. They knew of a creator. God is not a fictitious idea, for only intelligence can reveal intelligence. Can you comprehend a sliver of the intelligence and diligence involved in life? If you could, you would see. Oh, there are many great realities and discoveries to him who pays attention to life in harmony with nature. Simplicity is the key to a good life, but society is as complicated as it gets. Have you forgotten or never known the peace and fulfillment of nature? Nature is a slow process. When we lived under its rule, we operated at its pace, slowly, and slow is the way of the wise. But now everyone is drowning in fear and stress, burnt out, wrung out, sprinting through life and missing everything worth knowing. Don't you know the closest man has ever been to paradise while bound to a body was when he was rooted in nature? Remove yourself from the cultural assembly line where they bottle you up, stamp you, put you in a box, and sell you to the lowest bidder. Give up this false lifestyle. Remove from yourself all the nonsense you feed yourself every day, and inherit the knowledge of life, the only knowledge that reorients you with universal correctness and good health. Return to the ways of nature. Let nature dictate things, as it is a fair and intelligent ruler. Let only those who strive for life be rewarded with life, but reserve compassion for those who deserve it. One alone cannot change the error of our ways, but together, united with the same idea, we can put an end to all unreasonable things, and start a new age, one in harmony with nature, and through it, the return of spirit in ourselves and the world, and all things will return to balance. The world is in need of another hero, one who has done what many have done in the past, who have sacrificed for the greater good, for a better world, and that is something I believe in more than myself. The only way to protect and preserve the world now is to stop serving society. Only a fool will think we can right our wrongs while money continues to govern us. It is time to stop living incorrectly, stop nurturing evil, return to community and each other, return to freedom, return to spirit, return to the living mystery of life, return to balance, return to fulfillment, return to the self, return to nature. Do not let this message go in vain. Save it, share it, spread it, because it will be taken down swiftly by those who rule over us. Do not be inspired and act alone. Wait, prepare, until the day comes when the people gather together and say, "Enough." Then will those least qualified of ruling be removed from their throne, and true liberty given back to us, where we return to the natural chores and ways of life, not the office or cubicle where we waste our lives away. Remember, there is no death. We will always be. Nothing is ever lost. So gather your tribe, prepare, and act when the time comes to build a better future for ourselves and those still yet to be born. And what kind of planet will you leave to our children? The choice is yours.